Hello, I've been asked to do a tutorial for this flower face scrubby. I got this yarn at the range. It's cotton yarn, and I'm using a 4mm hook. And you just start it off really by making a magic circle. If you don't know how to make the magic circle, you can also chain 4 or 3 and then slip stitch back to the first stitch, and it creates a little circle, and then you can crochet into it. But I like to make the magic circle. So I've got my short yarn end there and the yarn ball attached there, and my fingers just in there, and I just twist it and grab and pull the loop. So I've got that. That's the slip knot. So the magic circle, you do that, but you don't close it. So you've got your loop there, but you don't close it. So you just stick your hook in there and chain 1. So now you've got your magic circle. Just pull that a little bit. To start, I'm going to chain 3. This counts as a double crochet. And then you're going to make 11 double crochets in there. So you'll have a total of 12 stitches. 2, 3, 4, oops, stick that back in there, went too fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just going to pull that a little bit tighter, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, including the chain 3. And you're just going to pull that one tight, and it closes up that hole. And you're just going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. So that third chain there at the top. That's like slipping into your top of your first double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, but this does not count as a stitch. This is just to bring you up a level. So you're going to chain 2 and puff stitch into the same stitch, so into that chain 3 there. So puff stitch is yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, got 3 on there, you're going to yarn over again, go in there, same stitch, pull up a loop, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yarn over again, go into the same stitch, pull up a loop, you've got 7. And then you're just going to yarn over and pull through all 7. This can be a little bit difficult because it just catches, sometimes catches there. So then you're going to chain 1, get that chain 1 in there. There we go. Chain 1, and then puff stitch into the next stitch, so the next double crochet there. So you do that all the way around. You'll have 12 puff stitches. Takes a little bit of a wiggle around, make sure you're not pulling between the stitches. So another puff stitch, chain 1, next stitch here, puff stitch. Try to make your stitches a little bit loose, that way they be easier to go through. There we go. Chain 1. When your yarn splits, it makes it a little bit difficult. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, that one went through easy. Chain 1. And you do that all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the last one here. Oops, it went underneath there. Go right into that stitch there. And chain 1, and then you'll slip stitch to the top of the puff stitch. So this is a puff stitch here. That's the chain 1, and that's the first puff stitch there. There we go. And the next row, so it's all shaping up there, is where you'll get these little flowery bits here. So this one, you'll skip the same stitch as the join, and then you will do 5 double crochet in the next chain space. So that's between the puff stitches. So you do 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you'll slip stitch into the next chain space. That's between the next puff stitches. And then you skip the puff stitch there, go in between the next 2 and do 5 double crochet. Oops. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch into the next space. Next space 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch into that space. Go into next space here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go into the next space, slip stitch. Next space, another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slip stitch in between the next 2 puff stitches. The next space, 1, 2, oops, 3, 4, and 5, and then you'll slip stitch into this first stitch here. Then you can just tie off your ends here. I just like to make a chain 1, pull that through, get your scissors, chop that off, pull your strand through. There you go. Then when you just weave in your ends here, I just like to get a little needle here. So you want to tie in the one that we started with here to pull in that magic circle to make sure it doesn't come undone. I just like to go in a few stitches there, a few more stitches, and then back through. Not the exact same hole because you don't want it to come back out. Just a few stitches, and then it should remain quite tight there. Once you're happy it's secured, you just cut that, and then we've just got to sew in this one at the end. Remember not to pull it too tight. You don't want to misshapen your work. So that's there you go, that's the back side, and that's the front side. So I always do them into the back side. So I kind of pulled up a strand by accident there, so I can always weave that in so it's not so noticeable. Go back through some more strands. Go back through. There we go, that's pretty secure. And then I'll cut that there. Now you've got your face scrubby.